Hello, I'm Dr. Noelle Lucas from Blue Oasis Pet Hospital, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about fleas and ticks in your dog. And I have an assistant who's going to ask me a few questions that we commonly get asked.
Dr. Lucas, how does my dog get fleas and ticks?
So fleas and ticks are an external parasite. They are collected from the great out of doors. When your dog goes outside to go potty, it's usually the most common time that they're going to get exposed to fleas and ticks.
Can they spread from my dog, my home, and my family?
Absolutely. So when a flea comes in on your dog, they shed eggs into your environment. One female adult can shed 30 to 50 eggs per day. Those eggs then can be hatch into new little fleas, and those little fleas can then potentially bite you or your family members in your environment. Ticks usually are going to stay on your dog, but they are known to hitch a ride on your pet and come on inside, and then they can they can crawl off your pet and get onto you.
Can my dog get fleas and ticks if they're primarily an indoor dog?
So the answer still is yes. Dogs do go outside to go potty. Rarely are dogs entirely, absolutely 100% indoors. So anytime a dog goes outside, usually to use the facilities, that's when they're going to get exposed to fleas and ticks.
How effective are flea and tick medications these days?
Flea and tick preventions and medications are extremely effective, and we have a large variety of very safe and effective treatments and preventions for our dogs.
So what different types of preventatives treatments are there?
So the traditional types have been the topicals. We now also have the newer generation oral flea tick preventions, and some of you have also had your dogs wear the collars. Those are all the most common.
So what will my veterinarian recommend for flea and tick treatment?
So every veterinarian has lots of choices to make on the market. We have lots of great competitor products out there, so really your veterinarian is going to either decide for you or work with their team of other doctors and colleagues to come up with the best for their hospital as far as efficacy and safety and budget. So oftentimes that's just a discussion that needs to happen with your veterinarian on what they recommend for your dog in the area that you live in.
So how do I identify fleas and ticks on my dog?
So fleas, little black, a couple little millimeter little insect that live on your dog. There's often multiple fleas on a dog. You may see that flea if you move the hair coat up and kind of just look around on the skin. Fleas also take blood meals and then poop out the little excrement called flea dirt or little blood meals. And those are a lot easier to find because there's so much more flea excrement on the hair coat. It looks like just little pieces of dirt. But if you take that little piece of dirt and put it on a little white piece of paper or cotton ball and put a little water on it, it's going to dissolve into a little blood stain, and that's because it is digested blood. So that's how we commonly look for fleas, or we can take a flea comb and trap the actual insects in that little comb. Ticks are a little bit different. Usually there can be lots of ticks on a dog, but more commonly we'll see maybe just one or two. The most common ticks to pass disease are usually the little nymphs, which are only about the size of a poppy seed. So they're very tiny and oftentimes undiscovered by you and even us as the veterinarians that are looking for them. Oftentimes when you find a tick, it's because it's one of those attached, the head's embedded, and it's either you find it and it's small but it's attached, or it's engorged because it's fed on your dog and has a blood meal. Those are how we identify them.
What should I do if I see fleas and ticks on my dog?
So really consult your veterinarian or bring them on in. We can help recommend the best ways to get those fleas off your dog. If you find a tick and it's attached, we really do recommend that you don't remove it yourself. And if you do, we want to maybe guide you. So calling us would be a good idea. We don't want you to get exposed to the blood that tick has taken into it, because you could actually get tick-borne diseases from those ticks as well. So really working with your veterinarian to find the best way to remove those fleas and then prevent them is really the right situation that we should recommend. If you have really any questions that you might have about fleas and ticks on your dogs, please don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Blue Oasis Pet Hospital. We'd love to help.